So I'm from Hong Kong. My name is Bonny, and now I live in San Francisco. So this is my first time in MABA, and I think it's quite a long story. So I first learned about meditation when I was in college. So at that time it was a really small group, and it was a really small group because it was in a college town in San Luis Obispo. So Buddhism was not that popular at the time. So it was a small group from some professor, from nurse practitioner, that they organized a weekly meditation group that we meditate in a Japanese temple, I believe. So we moved around because we didn't have a fixed location. So that's my first experience. But after that, I didn't meditate so much at that time. But now, in recent years, I'm more serious about my meditation practice. Well, I usually meditate daily, twice a day if I can. But if not, I meditate once a day, usually at night. And every time it would be minimum 30 minutes with maybe 5 to 10 minutes of walking meditation. Because I found walking, ever since I learned walking meditation from Master, I find it's very useful for me because it is something that I never learned anywhere else before. But the technique and the whole experience of walking meditation, I think it's of great benefit to me. So the first time Master Jiru, it was last year in 2016 that I met him at when he came to San Francisco to teach a 3-day weekend meditation retreat. I found his techniques was very simple, but yet get to the point. It's I like it that it's different than how I learned before. I know that if we start hurting, our legs start hurting, if we sit for too long, then we can change, we can do walking meditation or standing meditation and lying down meditation. Because before I met him, I only know how to do sitting meditation. And I learned a lot in that retreat. And that's why I want to come back here this time and learn more from him. And this facility, it's really nice for a retreat. And I didn't know what to expect coming to San Luis, Missouri. I never come to Midwest before. So yeah, I really admire his teaching. Those 3 days we do some exercise. I think Master was a Tai Chi master. So he teaches a lot of exercise, breathing, moving the legs. And honestly, because it was the first time, I thought I was just going to learn sitting down meditation. I didn't know we were doing exercise. And when he was teaching it, I was, when do we get to the meditation? And I was sweating. And I was like, oh my God, like, what's the meditation? When can we sit down? But by the end of the day, because he teaches some exercise, and then the second day was practice, and third day was kind of like a review. So I get to like, oh, it's really different. If I exercise a little bit first, and learning how to breathe hardly when I exercise, and then do his routine, because he teaches a really nice routine, which one to do first and how to end the meditation. It's always sitting down. And maybe I don't understand the theory at first, but after practicing it, I'm like, this works. I didn't need to know the theory. It's just like a light switch. I didn't know how the electric current come through. I just need to know, I just turn on the light, the switch, and the light come on. So for Master Jiru technique, it's I find myself more calm down, and I wouldn't just sit down and meditate and sometimes get agitated because I cannot move. I cannot switch to other technique. But this one, it's now I know, oh, if I sit down and my legs start hurting, I can use walking meditation. Or if I'm not feeling well, I can do lying down meditation, because sometimes I don't feel well. I don't feel well sitting. So lying down meditation really helped me. And one thing he pointed out in the 3-day meditation weekend was that if it's come to the end of life, we don't have the energy to sit down or standing or walking, then lying down is all we can have. And it's easy to stay lying down to meditate, but it's actually very hard because I have to try to stay awake. And holding my body to the sideways position was not easy, because when I lie down, I usually just go to sleep. But I found this very helpful, because now I know no matter how tired I am, I can still practice, even just for 10 minutes, even just lying in bed just before I go to sleep, or even in the middle of the night, I wake up, but I can't fall back to sleep. And I don't want to get up and go do things either, then I can do my meditation and fall asleep naturally. So for this time, Master mentioned something that's very useful for me. We just do a very short time of walking meditation and then relax. So I think what I learned this time is that it's not about the time, the length of time, say 30 minutes or 10 minutes, but if you really concentrate on doing that, the benefit is extraordinary. And what I found out is I'm more mindful in walking everywhere now. And I can practice it even after, I sometimes go for a walk after dinner when I'm home. So I can even do that because there's no excuse, because I know like city people are busy and hard to find time to meditate. But now we can always walk for 10 minutes, and the benefit is almost the same as sitting down and meditate for a long time. I think it's really hard for me to say, but I think it's easier if someone that interact with me see the changes. But what I notice is I react to things a little slower. Or if a situation that would originally have me be angry, I probably will be able to just like take a deep breath and just think about it, and then say, maybe we can talk about this later, then rather than just react to it. Yeah, that's been of great help, because no problem, everything can be solved later. Nothing have to be decided in that split second. For my professional life, I think sometimes I do get a little frustrated with working with people from different teams, and everyone has their own point of view. But what I learned is sometimes you need to understand the other person's point of view and really understand why they want it that way, and how we can bring everybody to the middle ground. I think that's the most important part.
Listening.
Yes. Because when doing a work situation, everyone has multiple projects going on, have different timeline, and they all want their part to be done right and on time. And oftentimes we don't concern about the outcome, but just concerned about their own task. So now we have to bring people together and really come to a solution that works for everybody. Be compassionate, and practice, have 6 pyramid. What does it take? Well, for a lay person, we have about 58 vows. Yeah, 58 vows. So the 10 vows that we have to practice it more diligently, because almost there's no excuse for breaking any of the 10 vows. And for the rest of the vow is to support the 10 vows. The 10 vows is, the first 5 of them is from the 5 precepts. It's no killing, no lying, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, and no intoxicant.
Okay.
The one about not killing, because it's kind of go back to my childhood. So growing up, I have a lot of baby chicks, and I make house for them. I play with them, and to me they are pets. They are not chickens, not for food. So I didn't know that as they grow up, they become big chicken. And I remember my grandma would take one chicken one day at a time and kill it and serve it at dinner. I was really upset. At first, I didn't know. I told them, I want to look at the baby chicks. Where are they? They said, oh no, well, we give them away. And later I found out, oh, it was on a dining table. I was quite upset. I'm like, why do we have to eat my pet? So I think at that time I was upset, and I was wondering, I thought food comes from when animals died and we eat them. Why do we have to kill them to eat it? I didn't understand why, and nobody explained to me. So I think even coming from a childhood, I always know that I don't want to eat meat. And when I see meat that look like animals, like a whole fish, not the fillet, and I see this is a fish, but if I just see a part of the animal, it's like this is not animal. So I was actually quite confused growing up about killing or eating meat. So, and those two are that I like resonate with me the most is the no killing and not eating meat. And then other one that I really like is don't harbor resentment. And I think every day we more or less have some resentment, especially when we are a lay disciple. So it's easier said than done about that. But I think with the vows in mind, then I would be more diligent and remind myself that this is something that is harmful for me. And I like the vows because at first it seemed like, oh, why do anyone want to put restriction on themselves for not doing all these things? And then later I understand not doing those things or doing those things are the things that protect me. Because harboring resentment, of course, I feel it would make me feel angry. But if I let go of the anger or resentment, I feel happier. When I was reading it about not observing gambling, the immediate thought that came to my mind was, oh, I don't want to go to Vegas and for vacation from time to time, even though I don't gamble. So how do I go across the casino to my room without observing gambling? But then when Master mentioned that use your wisdom, I think we really have to use our wisdom on a lot of things rather than just use the words very surface on how, like, don't observe gambling. Yeah, I think it's all my intention too. If my intention is just to go there, live in that hotel for a vacation without participating in gambling, it may be okay. But since I'm still new, I probably should consult someone that had more experience than me to see if that's okay. Oh yes. First I got to visit MABA for the first time, And with learning directly from Master, it's very helpful. And I like his lecture every day because it's always something that it's resonating with me or something that I have a question in my mind. And then Master would just say something, I was like, make me think, oh, maybe it's my answer. Yeah, so I would come back. I definitely will come back in no time. Yeah. Well, they have to come see for themselves. And you can't ask for more. It's a quiet environment and everyone is very friendly. And I don't know, I just feel like home here, even though I have only been here for 3 days. And Master style is very free. You can, it's freer, and we have a schedule, but it's not so inflexible. It's somewhat flexible that we can still yet relax a little bit. So I would recommend everyone come here and really be in this kind of environment, to stay here. And beside our new dormitory, it's brand new now, and it's all nice and clean, and we have to come see for themselves.
Okay. All right, Bonnie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.